The area we showed in the front section is the car's hood. We're going to open it. After opening the left door, when you pull this convenient lever towards yourself, the engine hood opens. By the way, most of the information given here may vary depending on the vehicle. In another car, you might be able to open it just by using a lever on the left side of the door on the edge. We've come to the front of the vehicle. There's a gap in the hood. Usually, there's a latch here like this. As you can see right here, I'm pausing here again. The black latch is located right there. Now, with that particular latch size, as you can clearly see, it can smoothly move to the left and then the lock will open. And after you gently pull it, you can then lift and open the hood of the vehicle. We've now opened the hood. Usually, in all hoods though, in some cars, this might be automatic. There is a support rod. Generally, we carefully remove it from its designated place inside the engine hood, just like this, and then securely place it into its proper slot. This way, you don't need to hold the hood with your hand. First of all, the area you see here on the right side is the battery of this vehicle. There are two terminals on the battery. The one you see here in red is the positive terminal. Usually, red indicates positive. In the middle of the battery, there's a spot that looks like an eye that lights up. A green indicator is there, as you can see. This shows the battery is charged. If this has turned black, it means the battery needs to be charged. Or you can think that the battery's energy level has dropped and it's time for a replacement. The terminal on the right side is the negative terminal. Sometimes when vehicles don't start, you can use jumper cables to get power from another vehicle and start your own. In such cases, you need to connect the red clamp of the jumper cable to the positive terminal and the black one to the negative terminal. Keep this in mind as an additional piece of information. This area on top of battery is brake fluid. This hydraulic fluid is a liquid that controls the brake and other systems in the vehicle that operate hydraulically. As you can see in the hydraulic reservoir, it should generally be filled up to the line I'm pointing to with my finger. You can also visually check the hydraulic fluid level time to time. The black box in front of the battery is the fuse box. You can see the amperages on it. I'm pausing here. After opening its cover, you'll find small fuses. There are faults in the electrical and the fuse is blown. In such cases, you may need to replace the fuse. That's what this fuse box is for. The reservoir with the yellow cap. This is the coolant reservoir, in other words, the radiator's coolant tank. This is a backup reservoir, but the yellow cap immediately to its left leads directly to the radiator. In what situations is it used? For example, the vehicle's coolant may run low. You may need to add water or you may need to add antifreeze in winter. You can open this cap and add more, or you can top up the water from the backup reservoir. But sometimes there can be issues with the drain hose between these two. Therefore, I recommend adding water directly through the radiator. Now let's open this cap and see what it looks like inside. Go ahead, yes, it's open, and as you can see, the water level is currently full right up to the top. It needs to be like this. If you don't see water there, you can add more. That means the level has dropped. The blue liquid you see inside indicates that it's antifreeze. Generally, antifreeze can be blue, red, or come in various colors. It's a liquid that we add to the car's radiator or engine coolant during preparations for winter, and depending on its concentration, it protects the engine coolant from freezing down to -10, -15 degrees. Be very careful when opening the engine coolant cap while the engine is hot. If you need to open it, try to do so slowly, releasing the pressure with the help of a cloth. Because when the engine is hot and at high temperatures, if you open the coolant cap here under pressure, the coolant can shoot upwards. Be careful to avoid getting burned by coolant or combustion. This is just a suggestion. The hose through which the air enters the engine, in other words, the air hose that brings in air from outside, we can refer to the engine block as this section here. What you see here is the entire engine block. This is the cylinder head of the engine. In some vehicles, the air filter may be located in this area. In some vehicles, it may be under this cylinder head, and in this vehicle, that's where it is. There's another cover right here. This is the oil filler cap, which is the area where engine oil is added to the engine block, or where new oil is poured in when the oil is changed. This is also the cap for the windshield washer reservoir. Normally, there is a cap here, and the colors are usually yellow, just so you know. You can also refill your washer fluid from here. That is the washer fluid you use when you want to clean your windshield with the wipers. As I showed here, there should normally be a cap on it. I took this one from another car, you can see it here. There is also a symbol like this on it. By the way, this is the windshield symbol, and you can see something like water spraying from a nozzle on it. This symbol is generally a global symbol. Almost all cars have this symbol on top of this cap. You can recognize it from that as well. There's a little space where you can put your finger in, and it's a long stick like this. It's right here. Let's pause again. Yes, now if you ask what this is for, it shows the oil level inside, that is inside the engine. So it's a good idea to check this from time to time. If the engine oil in the vehicle is low, which can happen in some cars, then it needs to be topped up. Also, the color of this oil is very important. Look, here we see ideal oil color. Sometimes it can be a color close to black. This indicates that the engine oil has been used for a long time and now needs to be changed. Keep this in mind. Also, as you can see, there are notches on this. There are 2 notches here and here. These notches indicate the level to which the engine oil should reach. Sometimes the oil can drop below this. In other words, it should be at the level of the second notch. If it drops, you can add more engine oil. After carefully checking the engine oil once again, we then gently insert the oil dipstick completely back into its proper housing, ensuring it is securely fastened and in place. Be careful to make sure it is fully closed when you put it back in, because if there is any gap, engine oil could leak out from there. You won't be able to lift the rod because it's under tension. In such cases, push the hood forward a little. There will be a gap. See, it will take up slack. Now the rod will be fully released. You can then remove it much more easily now, and it will smoothly and completely come out. After you carefully put it back into its designated slot, please do not pinch your finger 5 or 10 centimeters above. Just simply let go. It will close automatically on its very own.